Exercise variation is by no means a bad thing. It's more to point out that there are some people out there who still think they have to continuously switch up their exercise routine because they have to keep shocking the muscle. The only thing shocking from this is your inability to stick to a simple plan. Being a personal trainer for a few years now, you'd be quite surprised as to how many people would ask me to write them a new program, purely because they've gotten bored of the current program they were doing. After writing many programs for myself and for clients, I tend to limit the training blocks very short. I don't aim to write anything over 2 weeks because any more than this seems counterproductive. There are a few exceptions in cases where I've created long programs that literally last over 3 years. The program I'm talking about is the main one that the boys are following over at the Echelon, but in any case, I programmed in small blocks so it gave people enough time to adapt to the stimulus at hand. The goal was simple. If people wanted to get stronger, they stuck to the same exercises, got better at them, and then continued from there. From a strength perspective, sticking to specific exercises like accessories and compounds would be the main priority, which meant progressive overload was a key focus here, simply adding more weight to whatever exercise you're doing. From a bodybuilding perspective, it's always a good idea to stick to the same format of exercises, and by that I mean you have your main push, pull, and leg exercises to progressively overload. This would mostly be the bench, deadlift, and squat for many people, and then a few other exercises when you get bored. The reason I'm saying all this is because after converting to a weightlifting program for a year, I literally stuck to the same 1-week program that I wrote for myself at the start of 2022. Of course, I made minor changes along the way, mostly switching out exercises that didn't feel right and that I didn't enjoy, but for the most part, I did the same thing every week, the same main exercises every day, and guess what? I progressed exponentially. All I focused on was increasing the weight and hitting more reps. The problem is that a lot of people are constantly looking for new and improved scientific CrossFit exercises to change their life, and you've probably seen this on the internet. Some random Joe Schmo with a crazy physique doing a dumb exercise that looks phenomenal for hypertrophy, but really it's utterly useless. It only gets attention because the dude on screen looks good. Nothing will beat the tried and true fundamentals, both for weightlifting, and the same is true for calisthenics. You do not have to switch up your workouts or exercises every week. It's much more effective to tell yourself, okay, I'm going to get better at stronger at this exercise, so I'm going to keep doing it. How do you get better at the bench? You bench. How do you get better at muscle ups? You do muscle ups. Of course, there are specific exercises to help you progress when you reach a plateau, but that's something to worry about later. Now, if you're someone who just truly gets bored doing the same workouts again and again, like I said, there's nothing wrong with this.
Stop the cap!
But there's also nothing wrong with doing the same workout over and over, as long as you're progressively overloading your body. So the message of this video is that exercise variation is not important. Having 10 different exercises in your workout is not optimal, and making switches to your workouts every week could be counterproductive. Let's say you stuck to tricep pushdowns as the main tricep exercise in your program. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. Now, if you started doing this with a supinated grip, then we'd have a problem. Or if you did bicep curls on the cables and stuck with that, there'd also be nothing wrong with that. The problem is that a lot of people are constantly looking for the next best thing. In calisthenics, I would argue exercise variation is a lot more accepted and normal in most cases. Hopefully that all made sense. It was actually quite difficult to put together all my points fluidly, but don't hesitate to let me know in the comments if you disagree or if I missed something. I'm open to debate. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video.